everyone, I'm Bryan. I'm going to be a year 3 business student this coming semester and I'm majoring in finance. So, in terms of my school commitments, I'm also the president of Bondue 16 Executive Committee and I'm really very excited to see all of you back in school.
Hi, I'm Shu Ning. I'm year 1 moving on to year 2 in business management, intending to major in marketing. My CCAs are funk movement.
Hi, I'm Shan and I'm year 1 going to year 2 this coming semester and I'm planning to major in finance.
Like most of the freshmen out there, I was very lost lah. So, I think the first thing I relied upon was the advice of seniors. But what they told me was how to balance the quantitative and qualitative mods because it was something that they said is very important to have the right balance so that you do not feel that you are doing too much math or doing too much essay writing in a single semester itself.
So for me, when I was bidding for my modules, I think very much like Bryan said, it's pretty important to consult your seniors for advice because there'll be certain modules that you're pre-assigned and then certain modules that you get to bid for. So the pre-assigned modules are not really too worrying, but for the modules that you have to bid for, I think it really helps to kind of ask seniors what are good modules to take. Another consideration for me was just finals because I didn't want to have too many finals back to back. So that was something that I had to take note of when I was bidding for modules as well.
The thing about bidding with back-to-back classes is that there are both advantages and disadvantages. So I think the advantage would be you save a lot of time. But I think the disadvantages would be you have to plan properly if your modules are in two way different school buildings and you bid back to back, there's only a very short amount of time you have to travel to your next class. So I think there's something to take note on.
I would say you don't really have a choice. When you see it, then you, oh man, unsuccessful. And maybe as a freshman, the feeling might kind of hurt a bit more. Then you'll have that thought in your mind, that you're going to be a loner. But actually, I would say it's really perfectly fine lah. Because everyone's still trying to know each other a bit better. So don't I would say a fair bit. It's also it's a good chance for everyone to learn, and I think just adjust everything or tailor everything accordingly in the following bit that you make. Yeah.
Okay, so I did have a failed bid. I was bidding for statistics in the first term, and I failed my bid by 0.01. So yeah, that stung, that felt really bad. So definitely I agree with Bryan. When you experience a failed bid, it can be really, really disheartening. But like Bryan said, I think take it as a learning experience. And the thing about bidding is that sometimes a professor will open up different slots or additional slots to meet the demand. So don't feel too bad about it. Just continue, I guess. I think that's the most important thing. Don't give up. Yeah.
I've actually not experienced a failed bid before.
After the filming of this video, Shan went on to bid for her Year 2 modules. She has since experienced her first ever failed bids.
Because I was lucky enough to guess the correct range to bid for.
Unfortunately, she was not lucky enough this time around.
However, from my experience observing my friends is that you shouldn't panic if you fail a bid because there's always the next window to bid for. And even if you don't get the mod, it's okay because you can always bid for it the next semester or someone might actually pull out of the slot. And I think seniors are actually a very good source of experience that can help you when you deal with difficulties in your bidding experience.
I think the first and the most important resource in my mind would be actually the advice of seniors lah, right? Because the seniors, they will know what mods would suit you better. But I think another resource that I used when I was a freshman is it's called Review My Prof. It's really like a critic page lah, then you get to see different professors and how they teach the different modules. And these are all feedback or critics coming from the students from their class actually. So I think in a way I would say that it was quite useful. But I think after reading the reviews and stuff, I think one thing I would say is that just take every advice that you see on the page with a pinch of salt. Yeah.
Actually, it's funny that Bryan should mention Review My Prof because SMU Mods was a website that was put up to replace review write-off. So actually, all the new juniors can access it. Aside from that, I also use the boss bidding degree progression site because there are a couple of like graduation requirements. So actually, I use the degree progress report to see whether or not my modules are able to clear that. Yeah, so that's an example of another one of the resources that I use.
Adding on to what Bryan and Shu Ning said, I think that another very useful resource is the overall boss results on the boss page. So this actually helped me a lot to gauge what is the correct range to bid for the modules. So it's very important because you can actually see like the previous terms. So actually that gives you a very good estimate of how much you should bid for your next semester.
I think one piece of advice I can give in terms of bidding for the freshmen is really just don't be too disheartened if you see you're unsuccessful when the email comes to you at about 2 p.m.
I guess I would say just try your best. If it doesn't succeed, it's okay. You will always have another round to try again. Yeah.
I think the advice would be don't be afraid to ask. You can ask for any advice from any of the campuses, or you can even reach out to seniors that you don't know, because we have all gone through this stage of confusion, and there was always someone there who had helped us or we have approached for help. In that favor of giving, we will also want to pass on our knowledge to anyone who needs help.